What's up there, YouTube? This is Erik Tait from Penguin Magic, counting down the top 5 most useful card sleights for beginners. That's not one of them. I just thought it would be fun to do for the video. Let's get into it. Okay, coming in for me at number 5 is the false overhand shuffle. This is a super useful sleight for beginners in card magic. I'm going to show you using these 3 cards right here. So this is the Ace of Spades, the 2 of Spades, and the 3 of Spades. 2 of these go on the bottom, 1 goes on the top. And the fun thing about this sleight is that it looks like I'm actually shuffling the deck. Like the deck is completely and thoroughly shuffled. There's like nothing to see here. This looks so good. And yet, anytime I want, I can show you that I got the Ace, the 3, and the 2 all under my control. Let's get into this real quick. If you take one of those cards and put it on the top, you put the other 2 on the bottom, all you got to do is this milking action right here where you slide off the top and the bottom card at the same time and then shuffle off all the way to the bottom card so it stays on top. As long as you do that and keep shuffling off to the bottom so that the last card ends up on the top, that basically cycles the top and the second to bottom card over and over again, and anytime you want, you can regain control of those 3 cards. Being able to control 3 cards, even though your audience thinks that you're totally shuffling the deck, super useful skill. And for me, that's why it comes in at number 5. Number 4, one of the top most useful sleights for beginners has to be the Browie reversal. This is one of the first sleights that I learned that allowed me to make it look like a card turned over in the deck. Like let's say I was gonna have the 9 of diamonds right here, and I was gonna show you that the 9 of diamonds was not this card and also not this card. And yet, even though nothing's going on here in the deck, when I snap my fingers and spread through, 1 card turns face up, and it's that 9 of diamonds. This is a really, really useful sleight because it allows you to secretly turn a card over in the deck. And the way it works is you get a pinky break here. This is actually a secret bonus sleight because it's not even on the list, and yet I'm teaching you how to do it. You have your pinky break, where you got a bit of your pinky in there. Your thumb's gonna come in and take over that break in the back. You cut off about half the cards, you turn them face up and put them on top of that. Take all the cards below the break, turn them face up and put them on the bottom, and that traps the card that you want to reverse in the middle. And then the cool part is you can spread wide on the top and wide on the bottom, skipping over the middle section before you reveal that that card is face up in the middle. Being able to secretly turn a card over in the deck for your audience is a fantastic way to reveal a selected card. And that's why it comes in for number 4 for me. Number 3 in my top 5 most useful sleights for beginners is not even a sleight, it's a flourish. It's the pinky shot. Doesn't matter how well you can secretly control cards or even force people to choose cards that you want, being able to reveal the card in a really cool way is always going to impress your audience. And so all you do to do this is you sort of hold the deck towards the bottom right here. Your thumb is going to slide this top card down, and your pinky is going to go through the card like this. It's just going to squeeze in and press all the way through the card. And if you do that with all the fingers out of the way, the card will want to snap back and actually shoot up in the air. And as long as you angle your hand up, that card will fly up and over. And then with just a little bit of practice, you can learn to catch the card and look like a real pro. For me, that's why it's number 3. Coming towards the top here in my top 5 most useful sleights for beginners in card magic, and number 2 is the double undercut. A lot of more advanced magicians overlook this, but when the chips are down and you need to secretly move a card from the top to the bottom of the deck, the double undercut is where it's at. Let's say I'm going to take the 3 of spades and I'm going to give the deck a couple of cuts like this, and then I can have that 3 of spades on the bottom. Let's say I want to put that 3 of spades back on the top. I can cut back to the top like this and get that 3 back to the top just like so. This is a really easy sleight and absolutely something you should learn how to do, because if you have somebody select a card and then you take it back, so let's say we're going to take this Ace of Clubs back and I want to bring this card back to the top of the deck, really easy to just give a couple of cuts. If you did one straight cut, people will be able to follow it, but with a couple of cuts, it throws people off the scent and it feels like mixing the deck. Let's get into exactly how to do this. If you want to bring a card to the top of the deck, all you got to do is have a break above that card in the middle of the deck. And then you're going to cut about half of the cards under the break and put them on top, and then cut the remainder of the cards underneath the break and put them on top as well. Something I like to do in order to make it even a little harder to follow is, let's say I'm going to cut that Ace of Clubs to the top, I will cut it to the table like this. I'll catch this break right here, I'll put about half the cards underneath the break on top, and then I'll put this down as I bring the rest of the cards on top. Now it kind of looks like a triple cut, but that still brings the ace of clubs to the top. Alternatively, you can use this to bring cards to the bottom of the deck. So let's say I've got that ace of clubs on the bottom. I'm just going to put my pinky underneath it, catching a break. My thumb's going to come in and take over that break, and I'm going to cut half the cards on top, and then everything under the break and bring it up, bring it to the top, so that brings the ace to the bottom. Show you that one more time. Half the cards under the break, the remaining cards under the break, and that gets your selected card to the bottom. It's a great way to openly move cards around the deck under your audience's nose, and that's why it's a very valuable skill, and I think it's at number 2. Number 1 in my top 5 most useful card sleights for beginners has to be the double lift. If you've never seen it before, it looks like this. You take that joker, you just give it a little rub on the mat, and it turns into the ace of diamonds. This is foundational. Every card magician has to know how to use a double lift, and there's a million double lifts out there, but I'm going to show you the one that I like to use the most. What I'm doing is I'm turning over 2 cards as one. I'm going to hold the deck in dealer's grip like this. My thumb is going to push over the top 2 cards, and I can actually see these 2 cards right here. My middle finger and my thumb on my right hand are going to pinch those cards together, and then I'm going to use the base of my thumb to pivot that over just like that. You'll notice as I come up here, I have 3 points of contact to make sure those cards don't split. That way I don't have to do that get ready twice. I can then turn this card back down like this. And again, I'm moving 2 cards. This is 2 cards as one. But man, when you do it with speed and confidence, it looks exactly like you're holding 1 card. Then you can take that 1 card off, make it change. You could even do this. You could even take a card, show the face up, and then apparently lose it in the deck like this. Shuffle the deck, making sure to hold back that top card, snap your fingers, and bring that card back to the top. The double lift is a very, very important move for card magicians, and that's why I have it at number 1. That's it. Those are my top 5 most useful sleights for beginner card magicians. And if you love those, I've got a free video over at penguinmagic.com that'll teach you how to use all 5 of those sleights for a fantastic card trick your friends are going to love watching you do. And I'll go over each of those sleights way more in depth so that you can really learn all the nuances to become a great card magician yourself. And while you're here, be sure to ring that bell, hit that like and the subscribe button so that you'll be notified when we put up other videos like this to teach you some great magic. My name's Erik Tait. On behalf of everyone here at Penguin, thanks so much for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.